I am an invisible woman. At least, that's how it feels most days. People pass by me on crowded streets, eyes sliding over my face as if I'm just another piece of scenery. My presence doesn't seem to register, and in meetings, conversations, even in the rare moments when I try to speak up, I'm drowned out by louder, more vibrant voices. I don't blame them, I've perfected the art of blending in. There was a time when I believed I had something to offer, a time when I thought that my dreams, my ideas, could leave a mark. But life has a way of sanding down the edges of hope. Years of rejection, loneliness, and small betrayals left me hollow. Until recently, I was convinced that nothing in this world could surprise me anymore. That changed one rainy night. I had reached a point where the idea of my own life had grown tiresome. Why keep going? What was the point of existing when no one seemed to care? I began to fantasize about disappearing altogether, perhaps walking into the ocean, letting the waves take me. But instead of the sea, I found myself wandering through the rain-drenched streets, almost as if I were waiting for something to intervene. Then, I came across a small park, empty save for a single bench under a flickering streetlight. My soaked clothes clung to my skin, but I felt strangely detached, numb. As I sat, the world blurred around me, the hum of the city fading into an eerie quiet. Exhausted, I closed my eyes. And then, I dreamt. In my dream, I was standing on the very same street, but everything was different. The world was vibrant, glowing with a light that wasn't from the sun or the lamps. The people I once thought ignored me now smiled, radiating warmth. They greeted me by name. They saw me. I was no longer a ghost slipping through the seams of reality, I was real. In this dream world, I walked the streets, and every step I took seemed to breathe life into the ground beneath me. Trees blossomed, flowers pushed their way through cracks in the pavement, and laughter echoed in the air. But it wasn't just the people who saw me, I saw them. I saw their stories, their hidden pain, their unspoken struggles. The weight of their burdens, so much like mine, suddenly became visible, etched into their faces, lingering in their eyes. Yet here, in this place, they found solace. I wandered through the city, seeing hope rekindled everywhere I went. A woman struggling with a sick child found a kind stranger who helped her. A man who had lost his job discovered a new purpose in volunteering. Everywhere I turned, connections were forming, people helping people, sharing burdens, healing. And I, an invisible woman in my waking life, was part of it. Suddenly, a child ran up to me. She had bright, inquisitive eyes and curly hair that danced in the breeze. She reached for my hand and pulled me toward a nearby hill. At the top, we stood overlooking the glowing city, but now, in the distance, I could see something dark, a shadow slowly spreading across the land. The child tugged at my sleeve, her innocent face clouded with worry. "The shadow comes when people give up," she said softly. "It grows when they stop believing." The darkness moved like a wave, devouring the light and life that had seemed so unstoppable. I wanted to run, to hide, but the child's hand in mine gave me courage. "We can stop it," she said with a smile, though her eyes glistened with uncertainty. I took a deep breath, and something inside me shifted. I wasn't just a passive observer in this dream, I had a choice. The shadow was born from despair, from people, like me, who had lost hope. And that's when it hit me, my life was not insignificant. Every person I saw, every face I passed by, was just like me, carrying invisible battles. If I gave up, if I disappeared, I would add to the shadow, making it harder for others to find their light. I knelt down and whispered to the child, "We will stop it. Together." And as I spoke, I felt a warmth spread from my chest, radiating outwards like the first light of dawn. The shadow slowed, then began to recede. I woke up, still sitting on the park bench, the rain having stopped. The city was quiet, but this time, I didn't feel invisible. I was here. I was real. And so were the people around me, each with their own hidden struggles and silent battles. I stood, walking back into the city, and for the first time in years, I felt seen, not because the world had changed, but because I had. I decided, then and there, to keep going. Not because life is always easy or because every moment is filled with light, but because the world needs people who believe in hope, no matter how small. The dream stayed with me, not as a fantastical vision but as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always a choice. We can let the shadow grow, or we can fight it, together. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough to change everything. The story highlights that even in the darkest moments, when life feels lonely, purposeless, and invisible, there is always hope for renewal and connection. It teaches that our struggles, though often hidden, are shared by many, and that we are never truly alone. The act of being seen, whether by others or by ourselves, can reignite a sense of purpose. Life's challenges may dull our hopes, but there's always the possibility of transformation, a reminder that even when we feel invisible, our existence matters, and we can find light again by choosing not to give up.